When you grow up and become an adult, you see things that you saw in your childhood through a different lens. And for me, it's The Parent Trap, because the other day I was driving and I had this memory that took me back to the original movie, which will be my movie. I love Lindsay Lohan, but this will be mine. The 1961 classic with Hayley Mills and Hayley Mills. And if you don't know the plot for this by now, sorry, you've had like 60 years. Now, I don't know if they gave the reason in the 1998 movie, I can't remember, but in the 1961 movie, the reason that they gave that these identical children, these sisters, didn't know each other was that their parents each took one in the divorce and then didn't tell the other kid that they existed. Like, what kind of trauma does that bring you? It's not even like they're 5 years old and they discovered, they're 13, like they're full on teenagers. They show up to this camp and they find someone that looks just like them. And it's, I mean, like identical, because they're identical twins. And they don't even automatically just know that they're sisters at that point, because it just doesn't dawn on them. They think that there's a doppelganger that looks exactly like you walking this earth, like down to the facial features and everything. I mean, she has long hair, and I guess that confused them. I don't know. So after they're forced to spend time together because they got into a fight, then they eventually realize that they're sisters and they hatch a plan. They're gonna switch places and they're gonna go live with the opposite parent. There is no outrage. There is no why have I been lied to my whole life? I have a whole ass sibling that I didn't know about. None of that is existing right now. No, they're just like, let me cut your hair and then I'll tell them I had a haircut and no one will know. And you know what? No one did know at first, which is also pretty frightening. But I guess in 1961, you just didn't know your own kids. Maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. And then at some point, instead of like grilling the parents and being like, y'all, we need to have a family sit down, they're like, what if we got our parents back together? What if we hatched a scheme? And you know what? That's what I remember about this movie the most, is like, I remember it being this like cutesy movie where they got their parents back together and oh my God, so heartfelt. What about the fact that you split these two siblings up at birth and didn't tell them that they had another parent alive that cared about them, and a sibling that looked just like them? The therapy bills alone. Why was this just like an acceptable premise in my childhood? Why? And in yours, I'm assuming. Help. Why?